Everybody, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 14. This is going to be another game from Group A between MarchWaden and Houston. This is the second game that was played in the tournament, so we're just casting them in order they were played. That's how it's done. It's going to be Conf versus Conf, and if we check our info.txt, or in this case it's called lookididit.txt. Looks like both of the games just going to be the Conf mirror here. And map 1 is going to be Fire-Based Krill. I actually, screwed up the map pick order because I was on Houston's stream and I told him the wrong way that, MarchWaden should pick for game 1, which was apparently wrong. Turns out Houston was the lower seed. He had more points than MarchWaden going into this. But oh well, it's not a big deal. So this is MarchWaden's pick. And, I played some games with MarchWaden before. He was, debating joining the tournament or not, and then he, slapped me to pieces on Fire-Based Krill. I was like, yeah, why are you thinking of not joining? Jeez. So, but I think that MarchWaden's, setup is not very good or something, so he wanted to, see if he could still play with it before he joined. That is... Oh gosh, I'm dying. That is always the question, isn't it? That is always the question. I prefer to call it lower seed if the number is lower, because I feel like that's just less confusing. But lower seed is better? I don't know, man. If I could make my own website to host these tournaments on, I would not do it that way. I'll just put it that way. It's a ref mode start for MarchWaden. And a lot of salvagers too, jeez. That's actually kind of surprising. I'm better than March? Well, that depends. Are you going to win this or not? The laptop plus the journal on the bed for the mouse pad. Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic. So, that's pretty bad. MarchWaden gonna start saying Skipper Fab now. This is a very, very greedy opener. I have to emphasize. Whoa, I hiccuped. I have to emphasize once again. This is 9 salvagers, I think, right? Yeah. So what Houston wants to do, if you're the aggressive player and you see this, you wanna punish it. You wanna bloody the guy a little bit. So he's gonna jump up here, start shooting these salvagers. Very, very good. Gonna get one for free. And another one spawns in duress. That's a pretty unfortunate spawn position here. Don't back away too quick. It's only the carrier that can hit you. If I were him, I would keep going in here. You can pull off the wounded guys. He's only gonna get one salvager though. It looks like he's kind of just backing away entirely here. I don't know. If you're the really greedy player, you get away with losing one salvager like that. I think you're probably pretty happy. Let's see what the follow-up is for Houston though. It's gonna be assault chips here, and that can make things really awkward for the defending player. But in this case, I like to get around and try and attack where Oh, actually, I think it hits the sand skimmer that was coming out. No, it didn't do any damage to him. But yeah, you want to attack where the carrier isn't, but he's taking the really long route around here. He's giving his opponent a lot of time. Soul Chip Tech is done, though. And he's got one queued up, but it's going to take a while to come out. I think during the stream, I was yelling at him for having units queued up after the tech was already done. Because you can get the Soul Chip right now, but he waited for a bit. But seriously, in this kind of situation, every moment counts here. This is a very, very slow attack. It's not doing a whole lot of damage just yet. Missile attempt here, but I mean, Houston's the missile master, all right? You're not gonna get godly hits against him, okay? That'd be very backwards. Nice little trade here. Wants to back away now. Oh, the missile actually sniped a guy off the back end there. Uh-oh, carrier's starting to do some damage too. Soul Chip Tech is almost done here. It'd be nice if these skims here are gonna pull the carrier over to this side, so if the two Assault Chips had attacked on this end, maybe they'd be able to get some damage done over here. Yeah, I think this is just not really getting anything done. Ref mode gonna be locked in for Houston now, so that's kind of backing away in shame here, but MarchWaden's queuing up a second PC. He's gonna be 3-base in a moment. That's actually insane that he would go so greedy here, but yeah, he's gonna try for it. Well, maybe it's not greedy, he just has to do it to defend anyway. but Armor 1 is not tech for him, so these assault ships are definitely the kingmakers right now. But where are the skins? Why are they back here? Oh no. You really, like, you wanna... If you're gonna fall back with the PC, you still have to keep the army up in the front, because it's not doing anything down here, so... They can keep the carrier occupied, and yeah, now you hold them off of 2 base. This is good. Second PC finishes, though, so now the carrier is free to move wherever it likes. The MarchWaden emitter. I think it's meant to be. A bit of high ground here for the assault ships, though. Uh-oh. That's not good. Missile's not going to land, though, is it? But still, MarchWaden takes a 1-for-0 trade here. It's going to push him over the fake hill there. Oh gosh, what is this? Oh, no. Ah! That's so bad, actually. Oh, no. I remember this now, you know? Because like I said, I was watching Houston's stream at the time. Yeah, this was very sad to see. I hate it when this happens, but that's gonna cost him a lot. That's almost as bad as, like, turning off the resource controller, you know? Oh, no, and he's gonna dump out 20 RUs here as well. Oh, it's all falling apart, man. It's all falling apart. For reasons hard to explain. I'm kind of surprised MarchWaden's mining RUs here, by the way, but... Yeah, that's a little bit strange. But I think he's just gonna fully sat now. Because the army for Houston is just not big enough to threaten him anywhere. And he's teching Armor 1, which is nice. So, he did have a slight disadvantage in that regard. He's with another PC building now, but MarchWaden's already on 3 base. Like, this is really far behind. And a kind of a awkward reshuffle here. These salvagers are not mining right now. Oh my gosh. You do want to pull back bases, like... It's hard to say. This is like a really good criticism of a lot of lower tier players, that they don't pull their bases away, so they end up taking a lot of damage on salvagers. It's a good habit to do that, but you want to do it when you need to. Otherwise you end up with things like this. We see No Fun do this quite a lot as well, where you pull the base off, but you do it way too early, and then you don't get the mining fast enough, and you end up doing all the damage for your opponent. We saw that in the game against A-Game as well, I suppose. Like, right now, these guys could be mining. It's not until, like... Yeah, they could still be mining right now, even. I feel like MarchWaden hasn't really threatened them yet. That's a lot of damage. I mean, that adds up really fast. Not to mention, if you aren't careful when you pull them off, you end up dropping everything they're carrying if they change their, like, their assignment, so you can end up losing a lot of resources like that, too. And with Con of Siege done, it's it's building right now. He's even got the range upgrade teching here. MarchWaden has his killing blow ready, he just needs to, like, get it out onto the field. So, you know, we're on borrowed time for Houston. Like, this has to be cleaned up now. And Houston just doesn't have an answer to this yet. Maybe you could go for interceptors that might cover him for air, too, because, like, MarchWaden might be going air here, but... If you feel you're going to be too slow for that, then you have to go into missile ships, and then that's not going to help you against Con of Siege. This is a bad situation to be in. This happens in the Con F mirror when you get behind in the early game. You just kind of die because of this. Like, you've got to answer the air threat, but you also have to answer the Con F Siege threat, and both of them could just end the game entirely. This fight here, I think, is in Houston's favor, though. He's got a bit of high ground. Has to be careful how he plays it, though. I would try and make, like, a wall up on the top of this hill here. Con of Siege. Good unit. The win button, as they say. And Houston's teching it as well, but it's going to take a while to come out. These guys also have range upgrade already. And maybe MarchWaden will go for the EMP shell eventually too. We'll just have to see. Yeah, but you don't like to see that. That's the unwelcome news here. So now what do you do? Like, you can bring your carrier back, I suppose, but this is going to be tough. Now, assault ships can fight Con of Siege, just really not very well. Like, that's the reason this is so dangerous. Interceptors could do it, but obviously that tech isn't done. Power 3 looks like to be the answer. See, this is a good base pull-off. You've got to pull off here, because kind of Siege will just murder them, so... would like to see the mobility system powered so that he can get here a little bit faster, but either way, he'll be here in time. A couple of Sandskimmers gonna die though, but wow, good damage on these Assault Chips actually. Actually, they kill like 4 Sandskimmers. Ooh, and these Assault Chips are looking mighty bunched up to me. Oh gosh. Ow. Barrage to follow is gonna get some kills here, and he already has gotten some with just the direct fire. I like how he goes into the fog before he barrages. Actually, it looks like he never hit the button, but... Honestly, that's good, because you're trying to avoid just getting blown up by the missiles here. This Siege Cruiser's getting low, actually. But the second base has to pull off now, and now there's no income at all here. Houston's got the money for a Siege Cruiser, though, and I don't think he's building it. He really needs to be. Assault Ships can kind of fight here. This is, I think, a little bit of a wreck block on MarchWaden's side. Yeah, that's not so bad, but you have to watch how much damage the carrier is taking here. This kind of Siege can just kill that thing entirely if they like. And he needs to get the main base mining again too, though, because he's at 0 income. Oh, there's 3 of them now. That's not good. Ooh, takes this guy down. He never started building a Siege Cruiser though, like he's got the money. This guy's barraging in vision, like you could maybe kill that one off. But... I think this carrier is just dead. Oh, he missed it as well. Can't have Siege, man. Deadly. And there's a reason it works. I don't know, Houston fought off pretty well actually, but... It's just, like, it's a difference in the opener, right? You get to this position... Oh, look, there's even another one coming. It's gonna be very, very, very hard to fight these things off. Let's check out game 2 here, if I can load it up. You know what I'm really happy about with these games, though? Is that there's no salvagers in the corner of the map. I feel like things make sense again. I'm happy with that. I've got a bit of ice in my mouth. Well, here we are on the shallows. Again, this is going to be Houston's pick. Smokes the base runner before he retires. That's essential. Wow, the entire world was destroyed. Okay. Oh, man. You see that? Did you see that? He retired the base runner. He didn't use smoke. We can just leave the replay now. It's already over. Sandstorm refab a little faster for Houston here because he got the retire quicker. It looks like these are pretty mirror builds. And you expect to see both PCs moving out into the middle of the map. What's the salvager lineup look like? Yeah, they're both fully saturated on the main as well. I think you might have been able to get away with like one LDM instead, but having the RUs can be nice because you might need to get into a tech later. So, plus the LDM salvager won't pay for itself for a while anyway. Lightning, very spooky. Reminds me of the freaking weather outside. I hate it. Brandon, are you still there? Why is it snowing in April? What is happening? Why is Utah like this? First Scuffle gonna go down here. This is a 2v1, so Houston needs to be careful. Mobility support's on though, so if he runs through his PC, he should be faster. He's actually won the trade somehow. Like, look, he actually did more damage to his opponent than he took. But it's still 3 on... Well, no, it's 3 on 4. Looks like MarchWaden has a little bit of an advantage in the building speed here. Any tech? Yeah, Houston teching first with railguns, and then it's going to be a... Oh, he cancels it, though. But MarchWaden has ref mode, actually, on the way. I think in this kind of scenario, it's actually pretty good to get a second PC right away. But when assault ships come out, you will want to have railgun tech. So if you have like if you have the god knowledge of the casters, I would just go railgun fab right away. But obviously you can't know that. So I like getting a second PC here. Either way, you've got to spend on something. Yeah, there it is. Second PC on the queue. And now he's got the money for railgun tech, so you might as well get it if that's what you're planning on. If it was going to be assault ships, you kind of wouldn't go 2 PCs, so I think that makes a lot of sense to quick up to that tech right now. The longer you wait, the more window you give to the assault ships. This is actually kind of a big deal. This is a little bit of a macro failing here. Uh-oh. Oh, it's really adding up now. There we go, railgun fab finally on the queue. And he can get fleet cap 65 at some point as well. That should help him to spend his money. Once that second PC lands, like, you really have no problem spending anymore. Excuse me. I do actually have mono, so surprisingly. I haven't coughed yet, though. That's the first one. Nice. There's that second PC, there's the railgun fab. Now, he hasn't seen, like, assault ship tech or anything, so he's probably just gonna bake an assault railgun here, but... Oh, the PC is actually stuck. Oh. Frickin' DOK moment. But yeah, there's the assault ship, and once you see that, like me, I'm queuing a heavy railgun, but I know a lot of players like to fight this with assaults anyway, and Houston's gonna go with that. Assault railgun's obviously pretty versatile units. It has been the unit of choice in this scenario for some time now. And it doesn't actually seem to matter too much that the PC was stuck in the end, because he wants to conglomerate anyway. But at this point, this is where you need to start doing some damage as the railgun player. And assault ships have an ability to buy for time by hiding around dunes. Hold up now, we got a bit of a fight here. Skims are trading in way too deep though, because even if they get the assault railguns here, they're all gonna die, right? I really wish that the skims weren't shooting the assault ship right there, but he's still gonna get a massive trade-off. Gosh, yeah, that's not good for MarchWaden at all. This assault ship really shouldn't have been the target. Maybe he could have kept an assault rail alive otherwise, but that's pretty good. 2 more assault rails get a build now, and the entire skimmer blob is dead. By the way, this is 1 PC, right? So if you're losing the skimmer blob like that, you're really gonna pay for it. Houston should not fall back though. This is a moment where you have actually a lot of pressure on the map. You really just have to go forward and push like you're giving birth, you know, because whoa. Because your opponent is on 2 base and you're on 1, so if you can do damage, you kind of have to. This is not really like an option. He's gonna move out, sure enough. Assault ships still haven't gotten any armor ups, you know. MarchWaden has to cancel Siege Cruiser fab, probably to get the money for this. No, he's gonna go for interceptors instead. And if you keep the 2 PCs up in the front, it might not be a big deal because you can use them for AA as well. But you gotta push. These PCs are not in the right position. You want to keep them up in the front. You need to get that mobility support going on the army. Okay, yeah. See you later. Oh boy, this is a lot of time that MarchWaden is buying here. I feel like Houston is not pulling the trigger. Tell you what, in real life, it might be a bad thing to have a gun to somebody's head, but in the video game world, all right, when you got a gun to someone's head, you pull the trigger. Don't wait. So. Kind of a bad trade taken there as well. And this is kind of why I like to use the heavy railguns, because if you know you're mostly going to be fighting assault ships, they facilitate the sand skimmers to do a lot of damage. But either way, if MarchWaden can get away with this, like he's fighting with the inferior army, but he's winning the ground here just by good positioning around these dunes. Houston kind of needs to go around on this side, and then if these assault ships pop through, look, you can just kill the base. So you've got good threat there, but if MarchWaden's able to buy time like this, he can come up with some kind of a tech response. Yeah, and it's gonna be precision bomber fab. Okay, that's an idea. I guess you say, yeah, you know, he does have the 2 PCs, but if I can just get bombers, I'll kill everything anyway. That's fun. I like the idea. Excuse me. Heavy railgun's out now, but he just can't find a window to like get any shots on these guys. MarchWaden playing these dunes like a master. And look, he's on 3 base now, you know? This is bad. Houston's gonna go ref mode now. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even do it, because it feels like you've kind of already lost that game. You know, the only game you win here is the game where you're killing your opponent, so... I don't know, I think this is terrible, actually. Oh, man. The heavy railgun needs to be, like, up here on this ridge, and then it can, like, move over to this one. You know, you gotta find a way to, like, get around where the assault ships are camping you. And when the skims run away so easily here, you know, kind of doesn't matter that you got shot by the heavy as well. Even a flank coming out onto the main, oh gosh. Like, MarchWaden you'd think should be on defense mode, but he's like making flanks happen here. Bombers are out now as well. Oh man. They've even got the ammo upgrade, but to be fair, I don't know if they'll actually have it because there is a bug with the ammo upgrade. Oh, you don't want to fight skims now either. Oh, target the railgun! Target the railgun! Ah! 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 Okay, well, he's hitting sand skimmers, which is a little bit unfortunate, but... No, why would you shoot it at this guy? Oh. Hey, nice missile. Well, you know, it happens. I, of all people, can't judge when someone doesn't do well with air, so... Bit of carrier blocking going on here, though. So this will bode well for Houston. There's, you know, a silver lining to the cloud here, but he does need to get anti-air, so he's got... Wow, this carrier block is actually legendary. What is happening? Oh my gosh. This is unreal. These assault ships just can't shoot at anything. Wow. Yeah, if you didn't know, you can maneuver a carrier so that enemy units are unable to fire when they're Gaussian like this. And, you know, no matter what faction they are, so that they can't move past it. That was, like, perfectly done, just randomly. Anyway, missile ships are done, so Houston's got that going for him. I'm imagining, though, like, you would go kind of siege here, right? And then, you know, that's gonna be dangerous to fight against. Looks like the bombers are just gonna claim everything, so... Your internet is dying? Ha! Reminds me of Houston's main base. Oh, got him! Oh, one bomb wasted there, but it's not a huge deal. Missile ship's out, though. But unless it happens to target this guy, I don't think he's actually gonna get any kills here. Oh, the PC almost died. Oh, the bomber's coming back around. No, what? Why did it target the salvager? Oh. Well, that's good. I like the barrage there. He's got another one. Oh, come on, press R, press R. Oh, doesn't manage to get him there. That's okay, that's okay. This is probably gonna finish the job. Yep. Okay, well, one bomber died. He didn't lose the PC on the main, so that's good. There's 3 missile ships here too, so this is actually quite a bit. But Houston's got his work cut out for him just replacing the main base salvagers here. In Jaraci, it's often, honestly, more valuable to kill the salvagers than it is to kill the unit that makes the base, so... It's like Siege Cruiser Fab coming out from MarchWaden now. And he's even teching some carrier power too. That's kind of a fun way to go about this. Here come the bombers. Looks like this railgun will not be long for the world. It's a lot of anti-air though. They'll claim a kill here, but a PC still dies for it, so... yeah, you know, I'd take that if I was the bomber player. One thing that we see with bombers is that they often force interceptors as a response, but... because of things like that, right? I mean, missile ship's got a kill on one of the bombers, but you're still losing a PC. It feels like it's not sustainable. But the problem is, like, in this game state, can you go interceptors? You know, you don't even have assault ship tech yet. It just feels totally hopeless. You know, this is what bombers do. If you get far enough ahead with bombers, it feels like they do just kind of end the game for you. Good unit. That's even true in vanilla. It's just, in vanilla, the bomber tech path is just not good. They cost way too much to get. I mean, in Jaraci, these things are terrifying. Houston's got a good defense over here, though. I mean, I'd actually kind of like the railguns up on the God Hill, but either way, you know, they'll protect him against these missile ships here. Having the missile ships out in front means that you're not going to lose railguns to the bombers, which is, well, if you are, it's going to cost your opponent something, but could potentially still be done. I wouldn't pull off the base again, though. Here I would get back on. Although, I should still praise the effort, right? I mean, obviously he's on top of not losing salvagers like that, but it hurts a bit. Double extract comes out here, and MarchWaden's been teching some carrier power too, so he's probably getting a little bit powered up on this carrier. Oh gosh, yeah. Railgun tech coming out as well. And those bombers are making me nervous. Surprised they don't get struck by lightning. Looks like they're just gonna dump on the carrier. Yeah, fair play. You'll do a lot of damage this way. As long as you stay away from the AA squad here, you should be fine as well. Whoa, gosh. Anyway, like I said, should be fine. I mean, you know, kind of carriers can just power up the healing system, but it'll take some time for it to heal. It's kind of funny, I didn't realize, like, from 0 to 1 is 30, and then from 1 to 2 is 5, and then from 2 to 3 is 15. It's kind of a strange distribution of power there. Con of Siege. Good unit. It's Con of Siege and it's heavy railguns, so that's gonna be a scary response for MarchWaden here. And Houston would love to win this game and tie things up with MarchWaden, you know. Because if we're thinking about Group A, with A-Game and MarchWaden in it, and only 2 people advancing, if you can't win this, it seems pretty unlikely to get into the upper bracket. Those bombers have something to say about it. Actually going to be used on the skims here, but they won't really kill them. Like, bombers are not very effective against sand skimmers. So this might actually deny the extractions. Would be good to kind of split these guys up so they don't take any splash, but oh! Speaking of splash damage, I think the bombers just straight up killed the base runner right there. That's kind of funny. Ooh. Desert Storm over here. Con of Siege gonna barrage the main base too. Here comes the AA squad. I do like having the missile ships near the enemy carrier because you know the air has to come from there. But it's dangerous because if you lose this, then the bombers can just do whatever they like. I think the railguns need to get up on the God Hill here, but there's a lot of indirect fire that can target them. Oh. Tell you what though, these things could just blow up this Con of Siege cruiser. That would be pretty nice. Oh no, the carrier block! Ah! That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh man. Okay, these heavy railguns just now starting to fire, which is better. Ah, but they're already starting to fall to the assault ships here. Have to move out to where they don't have line of sight, which is pretty bad. Good carrier blocking here on his opponent though. It's another barrage from the missile ships, but they can't quite get on this Con of Siege cruiser. And again, if these things fall, then all of a sudden the bombers can do whatever they like. Oh boy. Yeah, this defense is just not here, right? Con of Siege Cruiser didn't die, by the way. This is down at 50 HP, but... You know what I say, 1% HP units do 100% damage, so... Nice missile though, nice missile. But at this point, yeah, he launches the bombers. And these things are gonna take no prisoners at all, because all the missile ships are dead. There's a lot of heavy railguns out here, which is good, but the bombers are just gonna have a field day now. Looks like even the PC will be the target here. Third artifact extracts as well. This kind of carrier is pretty powered up. This one, I should say, not this one. Powering the healing to just kind of try and limp out of this, but just a couple of shots from the kind of siege grids and that will do it. Yep, there it is. And ladies and gentlemen, MarchWaden will be the victor in this series here. And like I said, in Group A, we're only 2 advanced and there's 5 players. Just winning against Houston kind of secures MarchWaden the spot, practically. It depends what happens when he faces Majir. If he faces Majir and loses, and Houston is able to win against Majir, then there's actually a tie potential, and MarchWaden would lose that tie from initial seeding. Or, who knows, maybe Majir will just ace everyone and then he'll be the winner. But, yeah, this looks pretty good for MarchWaden to advance, and unfortunately for Houston, there can be only 2. See, that's like a famous quote, but slightly different. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let's move on to the next one.